Hi and welcome to the Girlfriend's Lounge. Today is a Thrifted Thursday and I have a lot of vintage finds. And let's see, we'll start off with this one. So this is just a pack of doilies and they're kind of weathered a little bit, but I am going to coffee dye these. And then this little baggie, so everything that I'm pulling out is how it was packaged at the estate sale. So we have a bunch of little, it was just an odds and ends bag here. It's really pretty, like a handmade, I think this is like soldering, but a little necklace, a binder clip, and there's some buttons. And then this little doily. Let's set that over to the side. So this was the packaging. Everything was like nicely packaged and so cute. This is a vintage thread, but this I'm not sure if this is vintage. Let me open this up really quick. So these look like little cardboard pieces that were stamped, and then all of this was wrapped around. So I'm not sure if this is vintage or not. This is, this feels really, I don't know, I don't really like the texture of it, but I got a bunch of colors. These really cute idea too. And then I found some vintage patterns and magazines. So this was $1, and it is like I have not opened these other than just looking at it. Oh, that is something that got opened. And then there was a set of vintage embroidery books, early 1900s. And let's open this up. And this one was $13.95, but I don't think I paid this. I think this was actually cheaper because anything that had a line through it was marked down. So we have Royal Society crochet lessons. And then we have, this is 1912. And it looks like they wrapped the book cover with wrapping paper. This is another one from 1912. The book's in pretty good condition considering. And embroidery lessons. And this one is from, what does it say? 1912. And then this really pretty floral. I'm going to try to see if I can preserve that as much as possible. And then there was some thread, and I have a sewing machine that I'm learning how to use, but one of the things that they said at the where my husband bought the machine is that you don't want to use thread that's old because of how it's made. And so I got this to do, like, you know, just kind of like wad it up and put behind, you know, something floral, or just use as an added texture layer. And then I found, I have a couple more of these, so I'll pull out all the ribbon that I found, and let's go through that. Actually, before I do that, I'll say that. I see where the thing came off of. So this is a bunch of different ribbons. Not that I need anymore, but I think this was $3 for this bag. And so there's just a bunch of different types. I don't see a year on there, but Sweet and Sassy. I've never even heard of that brand. So here's, I'll just pull a couple out and show you. So here's some pom-pom trim, daisies. Here's some others. I love this one. And then there's some baker's twine. And then in this bag was $2. I thought that was such a neat idea, the packaging. Like everything was just so, it was presented so nicely, and this is really old. $0.10. And some curling ribbon. And then this is, I don't know if this is like dyed or if this is how it came. Oh, there's 2 different rolls in there. Oh, okay. But there's like a marbling to it. And then we have some more. And again, these are very old. I don't even see a date on there, but there's that. And then this bag was $2 as well. And this one had like a bunch of different stuff in it too. It wasn't just ribbon. We have some, I don't know what this, it feels like seam binding, but it's a really silky ribbon. And then this is a little bit more of a, this reminds me of like outdoor fabric. And there's some vintage wood thread bobbins, some ribbon, more ribbon. I showed that one already. And here's a oh, it is seam binding. Okay, yeah. That's what that other one felt like too. I didn't even know Martha Stewart had seam binding. And then there is some poinsettias with the little pads in it. And then here's some more. This will go cute with my picnic journal series that I'm doing. That's a nice thick ribbon. And then this one. That one is a purple gingham, very pretty. And some more seam binding. And that is all for that bag. My pile is getting big again. And then this was a bag of like mishmash. So like there was a fishing lure in there. And then these metal things I thought would be really pretty to put on a journal front. A giraffe. And a lid. So this was, I wanted this for the ribbon down here. So some odds and ends in here. A zipper. And some pom-pom trim. Another one of those metal pieces. This was like the little old-fashioned oil tubes. Another one of those. More seam binding, ribbon. And this was like a homemade block, stencil block, or a stamp block. That is really pretty. And then let's see, change our ribbon. This feels like corduroy. Another zipper. And then just some thread, spools of thread. I found more buttons. This was $3. Oops. So here's just a bunch of different. I like that they're all on the cards. And then, so here's some more rickrack. And some seam binding. And bias tape. Some little embroidery. I think these are those needle books, or just the papers of the needle books. Oh, there's one needle in there. Whoops. I really need to have a second bin when I'm doing these things. But lots of needles, and there's some more crochet. And then there's some needlepoint, I think is what this is called. I'll open these up though. So we have wake up time, clean up time, feeding time, and play time. Those are cute. And then there, let's see, we'll get this one more of, I think this is like wool thread. But there was like a little set of those, and I think that was right around $2. Everything she had was, I don't think anything was more than $6. And then there was these sets. So she had them all organized. These were $4 a piece, but it had some fabric and then riprap to match. And so I thought that was cute. And they were all new packages, but vintage packages. Oh, I take it back. This one was $8, but I actually think I paid $6 for this. But this is a flat sheet. And then there was some random fabrics. And I found more of this fabric, which I love. I found more of this fabric. These were all $3 a piece. And that one. And this is like that upholstery. This blue one was really pretty. I'll try to untie or cut. Maybe I'll just cut. So I thought that would be a beautiful journal cover. And then here's this one. And this one. And this one. And I have one more. And then there's this one. So I hope you enjoyed today's thrifted haul, and I'll see you next Thursday for another one. Until then, have a magnificent day. Bye-bye.